So I watched Picard episode 7. Let's talk about that one. Hey there, this is Tom with Tom Tech Show, and I did watch Picard episode 7. I tried to watch it last night. I started it, fell asleep, woke up when the cat jumped up on the bed, said, "Oh, I missed the end of it." So I started it again, fast forward a little bit. Okay, I was up to there, kept going, fell asleep, and then came back today after work and finally watched the remainder of the episode. So, oh gosh. Okay, so I don't like that you can't like get screen grabs or anything else off of the thing. So for doing this to get it to show up on a screen where I can kind of project it, whether it's good or bad. I haven't gotten anybody coming after me for any uh, copyright things or anything else. So they don't think I'm showing enough of the video, and I'm definitely not playing the audio. But I'm using Chrome remote desktop. I'm going from my PC over to my MacBook, and that's able to allow me to display this on screen as we're going. So we're just going to jump around. We do get this point in the beginning where we kind of figure out why the Dr. Gerardi went and killed Bruce Maddox, that it was from this directive of the Vulcan Commander O. And what I don't understand is someone comes to you that you basically haven't seen before. You basically maybe not don't even know who they are, and they tell you if we have robots, everyone's gonna die. I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. Thank you. Maybe we can discuss it. No, she does this Vulcan mind meld thing where she tells her that in the future this is what's going to happen. Well, how do you know? How do you know that? Have you been to the future and then come back because that somehow that that's what's going to happen? No, you don't. You haven't done that. So you convincing me just by going, boom, now you're suddenly 100% convinced, instead of you as a scientist, Dr. Jarate, as a scientist who has been dealing with this and creating this and working with these things for years, is suddenly instantly convinced that they all need to die and anybody associated with the project needs to die. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. There's no way that I would suddenly say, oh, now I need to kill someone that I'm in love with. Right? No, you're not convincing me of that. I'm not buying it. There's no... It's all process and manipulation and no dialogue, no conversation about it. Like, boom, this lady comes here and goes, now you believe that, I've actually just twisted your mind. I've actually just brainwashed you into thinking this and forgetting all about your education, forgetting all about all the years of research that you've done, and boom, now you're my personal killing machine. I'm gonna just send you out there to just kill anybody that I want. No, I'm not. No, I'm not buying it. So that happens, and then of course we get back onto the Borg ship, and what happens? The first thing, they got Hugh here and a bunch of the other converted, rescued people, and they start killing them and just kill. I can't believe someone out there, I know I was watching a video the other day, that someone out there is keeping track of how many people have been killed. I think we're over 40. We're 7 episodes in. I think we're near 40 people have been. I don't know if there's been an episode where someone hasn't died. This is a kid's show. Thank you. Bring all your kiddies out to see the murder. I I'm tired of that. Let's have substance. Let's have conversation about what the substance is. Let's just like this conversation. Don't mind meld me into convincing me of this, right? Take me step by step. Show me some evidence. Show me that. If you came to me with that in the beginning of this episode, like she did to Dr. Gerardi, I would push back. I'd say, no, we put in safeguards. We put in all these things. We know what's going on. We haven't been allowed to make any for a while, but we've built in so many safeguards, so many things. I mean, I would assume, since this is, way years and years, hundreds and hundreds of years in the future, that they have perfected the self-driving car, or in this case would be the self-driving spaceship, to the point where, it can actually fly itself without a problem. So I think we could be at a point where we could create an android of some kind that isn't out to kill everybody, right? And any rules and regulations that you put in, whether this person goes and kills Commander Maddox or not, somebody out there may be generating and creating killer androids, whether she goes and kills, Maddox or not. To me, if that's true, that somebody is out there going to be creating, killer androids, then I would like to have a, army of androids that we can use to combat them, like for like. The Cold War. I'm listening to this thing, the Cold War, what we saw, this buildup of armaments on each side and all the different struggles back and forth, right? If somebody's out there that's going to create a killer, army of androids that's going to start killing everything, then I need an army of androids in the same like that's going to go and protect me. Not that they're of any less value or anything else, but like for like. If there's going to be a fight, I don't want an android fighting people. I need an android fighting android of the same strength. Star Trek, the original series, did the episode Private Little War, which was specifically and completely addressed this issue, that they had to build up slowly weapons like for like on each side so that everybody would maintain the same level of respect for each side. As soon as one side got too more advanced, then they would have an advantage over the other side, and their respect for them would be diminished. So maintaining that respect side for side. I mean, this is history, right? You can't... All right, anyway, this is... Oh my gosh. So, yeah, we go through a bunch of other things. Then they get to the planet where, Picard and Soji are on the planet. They meet up with, Troy and Riker, who are married, had 2 kids. One of the kids obviously has died because they didn't have the material from a positonic brain that they needed to generate the medicine that, would have saved their child. It's a stretching point, to try and generate sympathy, which I don't know if I don't know if I really buy it. It's like, well, if he would have had this drug, which needs this, which goes to this, and he would have jumped around and spun around twice, then he would have been healed. But since we couldn't do that, it's like, don't make up plot points just for the sake of making up plot points. You could have just had them had 1 kid and been done with it, and not have the tragedy in there, because I wasn't believing it at all. All the the Troy stuff way out where, whatever, out there, and her attitude and everything else in the scenes, I wasn't believing it. I wasn't buying into it. I just didn't. I just couldn't do it. Then, of course, after that, they kill Hugh anyway. So Hugh at the beginning, they're trying to get the information out of him about where Picard went, and they kill like 8 or 9 or whatever other rescued people, and then they let him go, roam around the Borg ship, and now later on, I can kill you now because I've been authorized. So then they all fight with Elnor, our elf, for our Lord of the Rings character that we have here. It I just we don't need all these people just to be killed. So they kill Hugh now, so he's out. So it's like you can't have a character just walk off screen. No, we have to kill them to get them out of the show. I guess no one's coming back next season because, we're just going to kill you. It's like they should all have red shirts. That's the problem. If you wanted really to maintain the, canon and be true to the original series and everything else, all these people should naturally have red shirts of some kind. Then we will be prepared that, okay, all these people are going to die, right? And there seems to be, Hugh was the only one that had any remorse for any of these people. Dr. Gerardi had some minor remorse for killing, Bruce Maddox, but she has some kind of a breakdown because they're trying to get away from the other, what's his name, Narek. They're trying to get away from Narek so they can go back and meet up with Picard. And she has a complete breakdown because she knows she's got this tracker stuff, whatever, inside of her and everything else. And she goes a little nuts and injects stuff in herself and goes into a coma, which is fine. Whatever, just go have your coma and stop killing people. Thank you. And then we get towards, the end. Nothing ever happens. They get of any danger to anybody on the planet, on the Nepenthe planet where, Picard or Troy and Riker are and their daughter. Nothing ever happens to them. So I guess that's fine. I mean, if you're going to be out killing people, why not, bring it on and keep killing more people? Oh, just have them show up there and just keep killing people. But no, they make it. It was more of a big, huge, dump at nostalgia, trying to get them all. Oh, you were on the ship, and we did all these things on the ship, and way back when, and he was captain, and it was, it was such a good time, and everything else. We're having so much fun, and all that. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, fine. Then we get the Soji thing where she, is figuring out, what she is and how she is, and that she's, around the dinner table, they're discussing this about what they were finding out and whether she should trust everybody there and everything else. And that was okay. I mean, that was sensible. It was pertinent dialogue to the story, trying to move these forward, trying to get her to trust Picard and the rest of them at the table in order to give them the information and trying to move that forward and trying to explain to her, that was actually some pretty good dialogue around the table, that they were all trying to do things and somebody's trying to, push things forward faster. It's like, no, we need to go slow. We need, baby steps. Just go very slowly through this step to try and get her to trust us. And that part right there, just that part around the dinner table, think about one of the only real good parts, story building parts, trust building parts in the episode. Then after that, they all fly off, and we don't really actually get to see them beamed onto the ship, but then they beam up to the ship, and then off we go. So, yes, in this episode, there's more F-bombs dropped. There's other different profanity dropped. There's vaping. Rafi can't make it through a scene without hammering on that stupid vape pen, which I think is just lame. It's lame. So it's still more of the same. None of it is for kids. So none of it is for family, and that's really the I mean, I'm trying to think of how many, if there was ever like an original series episode or a Next Generation episode. I mean, there were some Next Generation episodes with the crystalline entity where many, colonists were killed in some mass thing by the crystalline entity. That was one thing, but there were not bodies all over the place. It was, I think, handled much differently, and people really in the show really took it to heart that this was happening. And the original series, there were a few things like Kodos the Executioner, but that was just an after the fact thing. There was the little cloud creature, I forget the name of the episode, where he drains all the blood cells out of the body. There was, several deaths in there, but that gets people upset. That gets, Kirk gets upset because his crewmen are dying, and he needs to find out. That was Obsession, I think, was the name of that episode. There we go. There's my brain working again. There we go. But that was upsetness. That was something, These, it's like, oh, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Hey, let's go to lunch. It's getting tiring, and I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to work through it. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Well, if you got any other comments about the show, or you have anything that you think was good, I mean, if there's something that you think was good about that episode, then let me know. Let's talk about it. And we can try and focus on something positive about this. Like I said, the dinner table scene that was around there. I mean, the most of the stuff around the daughter. Okay, so the Troy and Riker's daughter was pretty cute and pretty good casting, and she really helped bring out some humanness in the episode, and she didn't kill anybody. So there you go. That's it. All right. Well, thanks for watching this one, and take care.